What makes a friendship great? What makes a group chat enthralling? What makes a bad football take? Well, luckily for you, this top 10 won't answer any of those questions, but it will give you my opinion on the Theatre of Hate's top 10 howlers of the 2025-2026 football season. So with only 3 games to go and little room for excuses, here it is. Starting this top 10, we have a group entry. On the 21st of May 2025, Damien said, "I really don't want Bruno here anymore." Later, on the 30th of December 2025, Josh said, "Might have to go, just Fernandez, and bust both his knees so he never plays again. We're a lot better without him." And to complete the set, on the 5th of January 2026, Amari said, "For 100 million, I wish you left in the summer." The United fan base spoke, and the club did not listen. Bruno Fernandes would go on to enjoy a legacy-defining season and is currently on course to break the record for the most assists in a Premier League season. Not sure he would have done that if Josh had broken his legs. In ninth, we have the shortest foresight possible, with this take on the 10th of April 2026. When asked who takes the number 9 shirt for England once Harry Kane retires, Amari said, "Watkins, who is currently 30 years old and struggling for first-team football, who, even at club level, competes with a younger and more viable successor, 28-year-old Tammy Abraham. But who will succeed Kane? The options don't look great, but surely it's too late in his career to be Watkins." In eighth, we have what might be the biggest fantasy team howler of all time. Except Josh's general performance. On the 8th of November 2025, Tom decided to triple captain Liam Delap, who went on that week to score 0 goals and get 0 assists. How he sits top of the league only God knows, but for that action on this list, he sits 8th. In 7th, we have the only appearance in the top 10 for this contributor. On the 27th of December 2025, Jeevan added Cullen of Burnley FC in a list of footballers who were better number 8s than Enzo Fernandez of Chelsea. Once questioned, Jeevan would state, "I'll concede on Cullen," so whilst this take is wild, he does get credit for conceding. Oddly, 4 days later Josh Cullen tore his ACL and the club captain was out for several months. Bad take, bad luck, or just plain bad? You decide. Sixth on the list, and with a huge step up in howlery, we have a comment from the 8th of February 2026. When asked who the best right back in the league was, Damien said Dalot, doubling down stating, "Bruh, he is the same level as Gary Neville and he's just as consistent," and tripling down by saying, "But Dalot has been the most consistent right back in the league this season." I think Jurrien Timber, Reece James and roughly 17 other right backs may disagree, and that's why this howler is number 6. In 5th, we have what can only be described as the result of a very lazy eye. On the 28th of January 2026, Tom commented "disagree" to the statement that Bruno Fernandes was better than Cole Palmer. Fernandes would go on to outperform Palmer in nearly every single metric, dragging his team to 3rd in the league and resulting in Tom having to wonder what the fuck he was looking at. In 4th, we have what is either a bad memory or just a big howler. On the 23rd of February 2026, Amari said, "Tough place to go," referencing the Hill Dickinson Stadium. At the time, Everton had played just 15 games at that stadium and had only won 5 of them, a win percentage of just 33%. Which makes me think Amari doesn't know what tough means. But what isn't tough is this take being placed at 4. 3rd on our list is just a crazy prediction. The only reason it's not higher is because it was a pre-season prediction, so we're giving it a bit of leniency for what came on the 23rd of August 2025. When asked how many goals Bruno Fernandes, Matthias Cunha and Brian Mbeumo would get this season, Damien stated 20, then stated each. As of today, they have a combined total of 26 goals in all competitions. So unless they score 54 goals in the next 3 games between them, this howler will live long in the memory of the group chat. I don't foresee that, and this is why this howler is number 3. Second on our list of the top 10 howlers came on the 24th of August 2025. The words Yoro, best defender in the Prem, typed by Damien, rang throughout the chat. This was a follow-up message from an August 17th ranking that saw Damien put Lenny Yoro above William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes for the best centre-backs in the Prem. Yoro has started 18 games, played a full 90 minutes just 9 times, and has experienced a clean sheet only 3 times this season. But even in this list, he's not number 1. But before we find out who the number 1 howler is of the season, we do have 2 honourable mentions. On the 15th of April 2026, Jeevan said, I could get so much more enjoyment out of watching Arsenal get kicked out the tournament, in reference to watching Arsenal versus Sporting instead of watching Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. Arsenal would advance to the next round with a 0-0 snooze fest, whilst Bayern passed Madrid with a 4-3 thriller in one of the games of the season. To put it simply, Jeevan got it wrong. And on the 2nd of May 2026, Damien said, Lamon's the GOAT. And when asked if he would rank him number 1 in the Premier League, responded, did I stutter? This got a big yikes from his fellow United supporters, and the only reason this isn't in the top 10 is because I need space for other people to be involved. However, as bad as this take was, it is nothing compared to number 1 on this list. It was the 13th of February 2026, when being pressed about his prediction for Germany winning the 2024 Euros, Josh defended himself by asking, have the Euros been played yet? Let me say that again. In 2026, Josh asked, have the Euros been played yet, when being questioned about his Euro 2024 prediction. He then doubled down and stated, poor take for you for being questioned. The interesting thing is Josh made the prediction on camera during an episode of the El Pejito Pedido show, which was filmed and uploaded the 2nd of July 2024. Germany were knocked out by Spain 3 days later on the 5th of July 2024 in a 2-1 defeat. A terrible prediction is one thing, but defending a prediction that has been proven wrong 18 months prior by questioning if an already completed competition has taken place has earned Josh his place at the top of the list. But what do you think? Is Josh a confused time traveller? Does Damien deserve a top spot? Does Jeevan even talk enough? Or do you have another favourite for the 2025-2026 Howler of the Season, brought to you by the good people from the Theatre of Hate?